And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the LiuLi Cup Weekly number 2 with another quarterfinals match. We wrapped up with round 16. Now we're jumping into the quarterfinals. I did mention earlier how I was waiting for a couple of other series to wrap up. We have confirmation. I was giving some updates in the Twitch chat, but Rogue did take down Shameless 2-0. Bjorn and Geralt are just about to jump into game number 2, but another series did open up, and we did decide to split off. Basically, for the previous match for Lambo versus Creator, we were casting, and so was Steadfast. We were both in the same series. Here we have split off. Steadfast is going for Bjorn versus Geralt. We are going for this different TVP. Let's go a fresh series as spawning in the bottom hand corner of ley lines. We have the German Terran player. We have the red Terran representing Mouse. It is HeRoMaRinE. And spawning in the top right hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the blue Protoss player, the South Korean Protoss representing Virtus Pro. It is a classic. And you know what time it is? It is a Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as we jump into our Terran versus Protoss quarterfinals match. Here we go. Here we go. Coming into this classic, I would say he's coming in as the favorite player for sure, but we have seen Gabe pop off in this matchup in the past with some hyper aggressive builds, and I want to believe that he can come in with something new to the table here, with something to catch his opponent off guard. We'll see how he does open up. So far, double gas. No surprises here, but double gas opening here out of Gabe, going for a faster factory, going for a delayed CC, going for a much more tech-heavy start. So with this, we can go for an earlier Cyclone, we can go for an earlier Mine Drop into, say, Banshee play, early tank production. Gabe does have options with how he wants to play out. Classic scouts. He scouts, he confirms, he does confirm the double gas. He is fully aware, and with this, he can now decide to be a little bit safer back at home as a response. He's where he can't be anywhere as greedy as he otherwise would like to. From here, does pull away. There it is, factory on said high ground. From here, Classic setting up back at home, just gate expand. Gate Cyber expand here out of Classic. From here pulls away, and our eyes are mainly going to be on HeRoMaRinE for the first part of this. We expect Classic to go for a Twilight Council opener into Blink, into 3 gateways. We don't really expect too much deviation here from the side of our Protoss player, but from our Terran, this is where he has options. Gabe, he does have options available to him. We'll see what he goes for. Reaper does move out across the map. Moves out. Oh, does take a couple of hits. Does take a couple of hits. Does get behind the middle line. Oh, the Reaper is gonna go down. Nice skin up here by Classic. Gabe, he doesn't see much. Behind this, getting into his own 1-1-1, opening up Reaper, Hellion, just a handful of Reapers, handful of Hellions, just for scouting information. We're preserving a lot of gas here, and we'll see what we're gonna spend it on. Likewise, Classic is walling up. He's got his Twilight Council, his gateway here on the low ground. So far, 2 gates for the Twilight Council. He's got his force field as well, just in case. Ready to wall off. Classic, he is ready to wall. As does shade into the natural. Will delay the CC. Does cost him the Adept, so an expensive trade here from Classic, but he will delay. And this is what I was waiting for. We're going for the medevac for drop play, but also the tech lab on the factory. We'll see if we start early tank production. For now, going for the early Cyclone. Cyclone first. It's going to be the Twilight Council. Nice. Does force field, does fully wall off just in case. Classic ensuring the army does not get into the natural. And here we have another gateway. So 3 gates blink into a Robo, into a Gas Geyser on 2 bases. Again, this is kind of the standard go-to nowadays. Very safe play here by Classic, intentionally delaying his third, building up his army, getting the earlier Robo, which means he has earlier detection. Again, in case we need it against Banshee play, for example. Ooh, as Gabe is going to load up, dropping into the main. Now, it's only 2 Hellions. 2 Hellions, they 2 short probes. So we'll see what he can get done. Classic will have time to react. For now, the army's out of position. The army's at the natural. Drop into the main. Now, more unorthodox timing here from Gabe. Does get 1, 2 pro kills already, getting up to 3. And from here, he can pull away. He can pull away. Blink is not done. Oof, getting a 4th probe. Oh my god. Does back up. Does boost out. So honestly, really nice trades. I mean, I say trades. Gabe didn't lose anything. Didn't lose the medevac, the Hellions, or the Reaper. So very, very efficient pickoffs here from Gabe. Gets 4 probes, pulls away, pulls out, back at home. We are keeping the tech lab on the factory. No add-on swap here for the starport. We are considering tank production and going for earlier stim. Okay, no Banshee play, no Raven play, but early stim. So this can lead into an earlier stim timing. Gabe is setting up back at home, and Classic is moving out to contain to maybe find some damage. We have our Hellions moving in. Oh. I mean, they've already paid for themselves, I would say, but now we're going for a little bit more damage. Oh, gets maybe one more. What a mass. There we go. I'd say one. We do have some extra damage being dealt here with the auto turret. Nicely done here. 6 probes going down. Gabe doing well. And here comes the push. Here comes that sim timing that we spoke about. Sim is finishing up. We have +1 that should finish up by the time the army gets across the map as well. +1 and combat shields. A very strong timing here from Gabe, and he's going for it. And again, Classic has lost so much in the lead up here. He's lost 13 probes. I'll be honest, I wouldn't even be opposed to Gabe pulling the boys here. To just pull the boys, stay with +1, to commit to the 2-base all in. I wouldn't be opposed to it. But regardless, he's moving out. Oh. Upgrades are finishing. Tank getting in position as well. And Classic, it's going to be a tough hold. Decent force fields. Classic pulling away. But these Zealots are along for this world. Nice snipe on the Raven. The Raven goes down. Gabe once again kiting back. Dies kite back. Breaks through the Zealots. Getting on top of the Stalkers. Expensive losses here for Classic. Ooh, losing 2, 3 Stalkers. And Classic, he barely has an army left. Down to 4 Stalkers remaining. Gabe, he's going for it. He's so close. He's so close. But now there's an Immortal. Immortal has arrived. Gabe still just rallying everything across the map, going for the dive, takes out the Immortal. Very nice pick up, and he's done it. Yeah, he has done it. He takes out every Stalker, takes down the reinforcements. He still does respect those Zealots. GG gets called, and Gabe, he will take game number 1. Whew, GG. Again, a very nice early game here by Gabe getting, remember, what was it? 13 probes. 13 probes went down in the early game. That was critical damage that set up for the success here of Gabe, for his move out, for his stim timing. And it was a really quirky way he got there as well. I was really interested in his Hellion drop. Remember, whenever we see a Hellion drop opener, typically it's a little bit more committed. Typically we see 3 to 4 Hellions. We have a more dedicated opener with reactor Hellion production as well to go for those drops, just because it's technically more efficient. It hits later, but with 4 Hellions you can one-shot probes. With 3 Hellions you can one-shot probes. So typically that kind of drop play hits a little bit later. Here it hit earlier, hit much earlier than usual. It was a much more quirky and unorthodox and cheeky build, going for a double Reaper Hellion with a single medevac to just load up, go straight to the main base. He was able to get early on 4 probe kills, and then those same Hellions came back in, got another 6+ probes. Okay. Oh no. Yes, GG. GG, well played. God damn it. Harsum, he got into the lobby, and Harsum, he was like, how about some mech this time? I mean, we have been seeing a rise in popularity of mech in this matchup. True. We have been seeing more of that. Is Gabe want to... he is. I was going to say, is he want to play mech in this matchup? 100%. Will he, though? Will he? As we're getting into Game 2. Game 2 is going to be on Pylon. And spawning in the top left-hand corner of pylon, we have our German Terran player. We have the Red Terran representing Mouse, leading the series 1-0. And we'll see if he can claim the series here and now and advance on to the semifinals. It is a HeRoMaRinE. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the blue Protoss player, the blue Protoss from South Korea representing Virtus Pro down in the series. We'll see if he can recover, we'll see if he can bounce back. It is a classic. But again, a really strong start there from Gabe, a really cheeky opener, really cheeky build, and with that, he was able to take a lead, maintain that lead, and we speak about this all the time, but Terran versus Protoss is very momentum-based, where if you get a lead early on, and it goes both ways, if you can get a lot of probe kills early on, if you can likewise get a lot of SCV kills and delay the CC early on from the side of Protoss, then you can just gain a lead, and it's so difficult for your opponent to recover from that disadvantage, from those losses. Not impossible, but it is difficult. The early game is so crucial here for Terran versus Protoss, and we saw that Gabe was able to thrive in that early game, at least in game one. We'll see what he goes for here. Once again, double gas opener, once again going for a faster factory. As a reminder, this led into Reaper, Hellion drop, into early tanks, into fast stim in game one, but we don't have to see the same build. Again, double gas openers are very versatile. We can instead commit into Cloak Banshee play. We can instead commit into early tank production, skip the Cyclone, and go for a Bjorn-esque move out with vanilla Marines. We can go into Raven play. We can go into Cloak-less Banshee. Like, there's ways here to go about it. You can go into a Mind Drop, of course. True. We'll see where Gabe takes us. I don't expect the same build. No shot. We expect some variation here. I know Hearthstone, he was asking for mech. See what he goes for this time. As also welcome on to Pylon. Pylon is one of the more aggressive maps in the map pool, so we expect to see aggression from our players here. It goes both ways. We could see Classic go for like 4 Gabeling Stalker, for example, and just be very in the face of Gabe. We could see a charge-based opener as well, which has been more popular as of late, which is a more of a defensive start kind of build, more defensive play. We'll see. For now, Twilight Council opener. Keep an eye on Classic when it comes to his upgrade of choice. Back at home, once again, opening up Reaper, Hellion, no reactor. Oh, he's committing a little bit harder, actually. Okay. Oh, actually, I say that last game, he did make 2 Reapers, but 1 Reaper went down early on. True. So, same build. But he's getting a 3rd one. Okay. So he does commit a little bit harder here. Triple Reaper, double Hellion. Now we have our Starport on the way, Tech Lab as well. We see Classic being very adamant about scouting. Ensuring he knows what's going on. They hit in between the bases. No major damage yet. They will deny some mining time. Hellions, they threaten to dive. Very nice force field. Classic, he defends. He's locking in. And Gabe pulls out. Bleeds out 1 Reaper, but does pull out in the end. Behind this, there's the add-on swap. So we had the Tech Lab on the factory. It goes into the add-on swap into Cloak Banshee. I believe Classic just saw this. Yes, he just saw the add-on swap. He doesn't see the research, so for all he knows, it could be vanilla Banshee, but as we can see, it is Cloak. So Classic has a piece of the puzzle. So Cloak Banshee, we have tank production underway as well. So we're building up our tanks, building up our Banshees. As opposed to the previous game, because of the placement of the Tech Labs, we're not going for anywhere near as early stim. Remember, we had an earlier stim timing, which broke a Classic in game 1. Here, no stim in sight. We'll be getting it later on, I'm sure. But that same timing won't be available. Boost Nation confirms Cloak. Likewise confirms Banshee. Oh, and we cancel. Okay. Cancels Cloak. It cancels the second Banshee, and we're going for stim. So I do like this move here by Gabe. Unfortunately, this is just going to be a later stim than last game is the downside, and you know, some waste of time building a Banshee and building Cloak that never really came into play. I guess this is worth it if Classic overreacts, and as you can see, he is staying on 2 bases. Oh my god. He's opening up Charge, going into Templar Archives, and he's going into Storm. Now, this is a build that has been very trendy as of late. It's a very safe build. Now, this does struggle against stim-less pushes because they hit so quickly, but against these stim timings, I believe this is lined up in such a way where Storm is going to be done in time to defend against the push. So again, this is just very safe here from Classic. Just rushing into Storm on 2 bases. The downside, of course, is late third. So if Gabe doesn't go for an all-in, if he doesn't go for a move out, and if instead he gets a third CC, then Gabe could get ahead economically. But I'm pretty sure Gabe intends to commit with his timing, is the problem. And Storm is almost done. As we mentioned, this build that Classic is going for is designed to shut down the stim timing that Gabe is trying to go for. Because Storm is it's lined up. It's lined up for the army. Here it comes. And Gabe, he does get a third. Okay. I like this. Third CC for Gabe. He's not committing to an all-in. He's expanding. And the third base is actually on par with the third base of Classic, if not faster. Now, typically in a standard kind of macro game between Protoss and Terran, the Protoss wants to be up in expansion. They want to be up a base compared to the Terran player to be equivalent to them just because of how mules work, just because of how the economy works. But here, that's not going to be the case. We have equivalent base timings here, and Gabe confirms. Yeah, he confirms how late the third base is. So really nice confirmation there by Gabe. He knows he made the right choice to expand. Otherwise, he'd be all-inning into Storm, which is never a good thing. Now, a couple of things coming into this. On the one hand, yes, I do like that Gabe is expanding, getting a third base. Likewise, he also confirms Classic. The scary thing here is that Gabe, he, unfortunately, because of how this build and how this army kind of pans out, he has to be hyper defensive. We need tank lines, we need SimCity, we need bunkers. Because this army here can overwhelm. Mass Storm charge lots, this is designed and ideally fights out in the open. Without any SimCity, without any choke points, he can surround the army, engulf the army, storm everything, and a bio army will just melt. So Gabe has to just calm down and turtle up. So far so good. We have our tank line, we have our widow mines. We are lacking depots and bunkers. This is something that we're lacking here that we're going to have to set up. Because it's still looking very open. Still looking very open. Meanwhile, big shout out to Blixen in the chat. God, thanks so much. Thank you so much, Blixen, for the tier 1 sub from a Twitch Prime. Thank you. Thank you so much. We do appreciate the support. As we do see Classic, he does skirt around the edge. You can see he's going to be avoiding the main army. As he heads towards the natural, this position is exposed. There's one tank, there's one widow mine, but the army is out of position. High Templar moving in. Here comes the storm. Oh god, the storms are brutal. And we just collapse on the army. And we collapse on the army. There's still plenty more storms available. High Templar being targeted down. Zealot's will overwhelm. And again, this was a big weak point here for Gabe. He was weak, he was vulnerable. And Classic, he will break the third. Yeah, there's no saving this. Does pull the voice to repair. The bunker goes down. Third base will be broken. You see here we're just catching reinforcements as well. And again, specifically against this charged zealot style, you got to turtle up. You got to wall up as hard as possible. Otherwise, this happens. And with that, it's going to be 23 SCV kills. SCVs, likewise catching reinforcements from here. Classic just keeps orbing in. You could argue that Classic is overextending a little bit. I think I would agree. He is overstaying his welcome. But he's done critical damage. From here, he can just back up. He can build up. He's on happily mining 3 bases. And here the soup does lie, in a sense. Right now, you can see that the supplies are close, but the economy here heavily in favor of Classic. From here, Classic can expand and get a 4th base. We have the Bale on the way for Colossus production. We got how many? 6 High Templar? Yeah, 6 Templar. That's a lot of storms. And we'll see if Gabe can recover. Now, at least he saved the base. True, he does save the expansion. And technically, I would say this fourth base is late. It looks like Classic, his plan, the goal, and this also explains why +2 is so late as well. His goal there was to kill. His goal was to straight up kill Gabe then and there. He didn't. Did a lot of damage, true, but didn't kill him. So he isn't really set up too amazingly to get into the mid game. Again, late fourth base, late +2. We're working towards double Colossus production, but until that really kicks in, he's vulnerable. And Gabe, he can punish. Okay, let's go. Classic was hoping for more damage. And I think he could have gotten away with it if he had gotten a faster base. If he had gotten a faster fourth expansion. If it was already getting up and running, then sure, but that's not the case here. So Gabe, he's weathered the storm. We got ghosts. We got EMPs. It was a messy defense, but I defended. Oh. Classic, a little bit trigger happy with those storms. Uh-oh. Gabe, he's moving out. Here he comes. Again, these storms, they got to connect. First one is pretty good. Second one, mainly zones. Again, the storms are finite. Good, better third storm. Again, the storms are buying time. Colossus has arrived, but now there's a Viking. And the Colossus is so low. Gabe, can he break through? Oh, he gets a Colossus. Breaks through the Colossus. No more splash damage. And only a Gateway army. Yeah, he's done it. He's done it. No Zealots, no Colossus, no Storm. One Colossus waddles in, but it's exposed. No shield battery. Oh, can he get it? Denies the warp in. Yeah, denies the warp in. Takes down the Colossus, and Gabe, he breaks on through again. He wasn't killed by the push. GG gets called as Gabe. He overwhelms and takes the series 2-0. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Impressive play there by Gabe. I had thought the Classic had done enough damage with that storm, with that storm timing, with that push. To be fair, I thought Classic was just going to end the game. I thought it was just going to end the game then and there. I think Classic was hoping for that as well, but he did not do enough. He did not break Gabe completely. Gabe, he survived, he defended, and then from there he outscaled, because Classic, he had no kind of plan for the follow-up. He had no fourth base, he had no upgrades. Like, again, all that was delayed because Classic was so committed, and with him not killing Gabe, that was game. That was game then and there. GG, well played. Impressive play there by Gabe. Whew, as he takes the series 2-0, and with that, we have some catching up to do. Let's catch up with the bracket. Let's go.